Is what's up, good people? On Wednesday 8th, want us to look at what we had today and what I actually have right now. So this is a position that I'm gonna talk about it. I think at the end of the day, but at the end of this video, sorry. But as of now, I want us to look at what is happening with NQ and what I did share with you guys early in the morning before this move actually did happen. It is a nice move, and I need to clear everything, including this music, whatever. Yeah, hopefully I am clear. I was recording some videos and there was some background noise. That's why I had to ensure that everything is cleared and take you to what I did say earlier on or before the move. These what we had for today. Over here I gave my outlook, what I was expecting. NQ is really bullish from the high time frame, and trying to call the high is what I tend to avoid. So on Tuesday we swept the all-time highs, and price dropped and formed a bearish fair value gap. Right, I had some notes over here and formed a bearish 4-hour fair value gap after sweeping the previous day's low liquidities, and then price had a retracement back into the 4-hour fair value gap. Hopefully you can see that image. Okay, I don't know, let me do these and ensure that yeah, you can do that. So as I read over, you can see, so this is what I had: the PDL, liquidities, and price retraced back into the 4-hour bearish fair value gap. If bearish, the 4-hour fair value gap is to do its job and push prices lower, and if that fails and we see price displacing above the rejection candle high, then I will no longer be bearish but bullish to the all-time highs, and that's what I had for that moment. Patience is what I had, and see price push to the all-time high after I observe how price reacts to that candle rejection high. So that happened. I took some buys which actually didn't. I maybe took an early entry which I was taken out, but I also managed to get another buy position that I'm actually outside. But despite the what happened, you can see the call was to the T. So what actually happened with this candle, we closed above that rejection, that candle rejection high, and then this to me was a sign that the market was to be bullish. So at that moment I dropped onto the 1-hour time frame, and maybe something that I actually learned with these is maybe I was too quick in rush to take this position, and that's why maybe it happened that I took an L, right? It happened that I took a loss, but later on I actually benefited from the move, kind of made whatever I'd lost. But how can I tend to avoid these losses is a thing that maybe I can I can maybe try to improve, try to get better, but how can I tend to reduce them? So what we saw is with this candle, it closed above that rejection candle high, then this candle opened rally lower, then we displaced going higher. We have been displacing going higher. Currently we have solved the all-time highs, and are we likely to continue higher, or we might drop to these fair value gaps then, of which we can react bullishly? That we don't know, that we will identify later on. But at this moment in time, if I can take you back to the 1-hour time frame, what did I see that I took the first position? So at this moment in time, we were seeing this candle closing above these, because this candle high was the candle rejection high, right? That had already been swept. The market push failed to form a lower low. I took a position there around this level as the candle was closing, but the market dropped almost instantly. Then later on we can see the market pushed going higher. I also kind of made a mistake. If I can take you to my positions, so with the first position, actually my stops were, I guess, below these, I think, 5 minutes swing low. Let's observe. Yeah, below 5 minute swing lows. But I did move that this was my initial trade, because you can see it gives me actually a go to 2R, right? But I moved my stop loss basing on this fair value gap low. So I ensured that maybe if the market was displaced below this 15 minutes fair value gap, then that will be invalid. So I moved my stop from this low to these 15 minutes, which actually I got. I did see the market dropping this rapid. I didn't really wait for even my full SL to be triggered. I just closed as I saw this candle displacing so heavily, right? I took out the position. I can't remember whether it was this candle or this. So I closed my trade prematurely, but actually I would have stopped. I would have been stopped out. Then after that had happened, then we saw the market now start displacing. What else can we notice is, as the market was trading really higher, yes, we were forming fair value gaps going higher. Somehow I took immediately this candle close. That's where I had my first position. Market drop lower. Later on, I added a position after seeing this market structure shift, also seeing this fair value gap. But again, that failed almost immediately, was taken out. Then later on, the market pushed. Immediately we closed at this level. I'll take you to my MT5. I got another position around this area, and then I drove the wave going higher. So if we link up with MT5 and show you the position that I had, right, ensure I have my orders. Where are those? Where are those? Where are those? Yeah, we have trade history. There we go. So this is where I got this buy. You can see, if I can take it to the 15, I had the first buy taken out. For the second, I didn't actually wait. You can see there. Then I got that one, and I rode the wave going higher. And since we have all these, we are at the all-time highs. We don't know whether the market might also retrace like yesterday, and then later on we continue going higher. We actually don't know. So that was NAS or NQ, and you can see if I could have maintained my stops for the, because this blue line, that's where I had my stop losses, I wouldn't really have been taken out. And it's been though a good day for me. And yeah, closed up maybe with this position. I am almost kind of break even. And also talking about DXY, I have been watching DXY to take a position on EU and GEO. So DXY, we had this 4-hour fair value gap in that over here. What we saw is the market was respecting that nicely of this level, and we had this 1-hour fair value gap where I had my alerts. So, and since we have these liquidities, it's an imbalance. It's a 4-hour imbalance over there. That's where I'm expecting the market to retrace to that line. So I'm expecting higher prices. And off which level was I watching? I was watching this 4-hour fair value gap, likelihood to continue higher. We tapped into that, and I dropped further into the 1-hour time frame to observe the structure. We saw that the market had cleared liquidities, pushed back higher. Now I was waiting for displacement inside the 15 minutes time frame. That actually happened with the displacement. Immediately that candle was printing, I took a buy position. Let's see if I had a 1 to 2. Actually, my TP would have been hit for now, but I don't think so for EU, because yeah, back to break even. So 1 to 2, yeah, actually wouldn't have actually been met yet for EU, but I have a long-term a target lower, and I think the retracement is because of fair value gaps. We have fair value gaps unless the market shifts and we are no longer bearish. So hopefully we see this fair value gap holding, this fair value gaps holding prices. That's what I have for EU, and hopefully that will be holding. Hopefully that will be holding, and I'm expecting to see lower prices towards all these lows are there. So that's what I'm watching for, and basically DXY is the one that I will be watching for. And since now we have 13 minutes before we close, and what you can see is we have only swept those highs, and of this fair value gap, what do we have from the 1 hour time frame? Should we likely continue higher? So if indeed we are bearish, I don't want to see, we are bullish, don't want to see price disrespecting this bullish fair value gap. Want to see maybe the next candle open, have a 2 candle rejection, then push higher. If that fails, then I'll consider maybe seeing my stop loss being met. And the same for GU, same for GU. So have the same positioning for GU in a sell. So expecting to see lower prices for also GU. GU looks kind of clean. GU looks kind of clean as of the current price action compared to EU. You see EU is kind of strong going higher, whereas GU seems to be weaker. GU seems to be weaker, and yeah, that's what I'm really expecting. Maybe a 1 to 3 targeting high time frame lows. Yeah, we have these relative equal lows that we might see the market gravitate to, but my target actually is at this low, right? The blue line, that's where I have my TP at, and I think I've taken the wrong yeah, that's where this trade, that's where I have my TP there, which happens to be a 1 to 3. This one was a long time on, but SL was already triggered, and for this, let's see what will happen as of today, Tuesday, late Tuesday, and see on Thursday and Friday what will be happening. So I think that is it. And observing the structures of both EU and GU, can see higher highs, yeah, higher highs still, but to me GU looks more cleaner. But until proven otherwise, until maybe DXY start forming bearish fair value gaps, and maybe that are being respected, then to me I'm still leaning more of a bullish side. But I want to see how price reacts to this 1 hour fair value gap first. So that is it for this video, and has been a nice actually week, unless I spoil it, but so far so good. And yeah, until next time, whereby we'll be reviewing these other positions. See ya.